I was popping YouTube. Welcome to another video. Today I'm doing a quick trade recap. Today, as you can see, I'm on 5 new evals. I also traded my XFA as well. I took a loss on the XFA, the loss because I had my max daily loss limit, so I stopped trading that. Then I just looked to hit my profit target on the evals. So I'm gonna break it all down. I know I said I wasn't gonna trade evals no more. However, Top Step do got the new. It's like 25% off or whatever the case. So I just bought another 5 and decided to pass them real quick. So yeah, we hit our quota for today. I'm gonna go over why on my live account I took the losses that I did, because I also took the same ones on these. I just ended up being able to make it back because I wasn't locked out of these accounts, and I try to pass these as fast as possible. Honestly, didn't take the best trades today. I think today I started out very well. I started out very patiently, and I did everything I should have done. But then, as time went on, I think the fatigue kind of got to me. I only took 2 trades on my XFA, but the second one really wasn't the best at all. And then my management of it as well was just not good. I'm gonna break all that down for you. I'm gonna make my face cam a little bigger. I'm gonna break all that down for you. So yeah, my first trade, it came right. So wait, no. So going into the day, actually, let me start with that. Going into the day, I don't trade the first 5 minutes of open anymore. That is where I am the least profitable. So now I just let the first 5 to 10 minutes of the market play out. So first 5 minutes was here. First 10 minutes was right here. So I'm on the charts by now. I'm just kind of watching it, and I'm seeing just this chop right here. I'm not really liking anything, so I just want to be patient. I do recognize that we have previous day high. This was my external bullish draw in liquidity. Now we did have a higher time from SMT. We had an SMT at this hourly imbalance here. We were inside of it at this high. I didn't know if we were going to push through that or if we were going to look to rebalance into this range. So I'm really just waiting right now. We do have the 5 minute that opened up off of open that we never tapped. Now from here, I'm still waiting. I see that we have this little V shape, which was not a bad long at all. The only reason I did not take this was because we had an SMT at the highs, and then we also were inside of this hourly imbalance. Now, this is honestly a very good, V-shaped recovery, A+ model. Only thing is, we're in an hourly imbalance. We have an SMT that is against us. Those are the 2 reasons why I didn't take this trade. I ended up letting it go past me, which I'm honestly not mad at all. I think that the trade could have went either way. Really, today just, bulls won. But I think that, over an extended period of time, if I skip out on trades like this where, I'm not 100% confident, I will end up making or saving more money in the long run. So, not mad at this avoided win. Didn't take that second trade that I avoided. I avoided 2 trades, honestly. And then once we broke the SMT, which I believe was with this candle right here. Let me go back. Once we broke the SMT, I was also considering, where's this candle at? I was considering longs again, but there wasn't a real entry model. This would have just me entering long just because we just closed above the hourly imbalance on the 1 minute, which honestly doesn't translate that well. If you guys understand time frame alignment any way possible, that look crazy. If you understand time frame alignment at all, you know that the hourly does not. I'm actually gonna be bringing a video to tell about that too, so stay tuned. But the hourly does not translate to the 1 minute, so I didn't want to take that either because that would have also been kind of like a gamble. I was trying to make my $1,500 for the day, so I was kind of trying to wait for a higher quality setup. So yeah, didn't take that neither. Also would have worked out over time. I think I will save more money than I make just by skipping out on trades like that. Now the first trade I did take was right here, which was not the best quality setup in my opinion. I think I started to get restless, 35 minutes into market open, I have no trades yet. And honestly, I'm trying to get better at just being able to walk away, being able to, okay, there's no trades for me, I'm going to just step away. And being comfortable and being fine with that. Now, I have been able to in the past, but recently I think that it's an issue that has come back to me. It's come back, is representing itself in something that I'm trying to tackle again, just being comfortable and being fine with not taking any trades, because honestly, that's a win. No losses by the end of the day. As long as you're not ready, that's a win, in my opinion. Whether you make money or you break even, you won regardless. because the market is programmed to take money from you. So definitely want to do better at that. But I did take this long right here. We did have some resting buy side above us. I took this long. Am I mad at it? Not really. I don't think that it's a bad setup, but the external time frame, the external bias didn't fully make sense because we did have an imbalance beneath us. We did tap it, but the external didn't align for me to just take a 15-second trade. I'd only like to zoom in when the external is telling me to. Now, right here, the external really wasn't telling me to. However, I did recognize that we did have this V-shaped tapping coming from an imbalance. This isn't a bad setup. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution is what I wanted to see. We didn't get that. Got stopped out, took a small loss, and then I ended up taking one more trade on my XFA, which was this short right here. Once we got beneath this 1 minute, we closed beneath this 1 minute, had a 5-minute resting beneath us. I want to say this was 15-minute, my bad. It was a 15-minute imbalance resting beneath us. So I ended up taking this short that I pyramided on, which I think this is where I also made the mistake at, because at first my stop was here. And I would have been stopped regardless. I wanted to see, this would have been my break-even point right here, and then I wanted to see us continue down lower. However, my risk management on this wasn't the best. I shouldn't have lost what I did lose because let me show y'all. So once we got this doji candle right here, that gave me more confirmation that we were going to roll over, which I'm not entirely mad at. However, I think that the amount that I scaled into, I completely doubled down on this trade. I usually don't double down when I pyramid. However, since I am trying to be more aggressive and pass these accounts, I doubled down. I think me doubling down is ultimately what I don't like about this trade. It's not a bad setup. It is an inversion. However, also actually, yes, it was a bad setup. I forgot. We had equal highs above us. This was an equal high with the hourly. Actually, I'm not even going to be able to really show you. Let me see if I can find it. Was it this right here? Let me see. I want to say this was an equal high. But where we had buy side above us, it was an equal high with this. Yeah, it was an equal high with that. Plus, we had other buy side above us. I always tell myself, don't take an inversion or don't take any trade if there's, liquidity in the opposing direction that still hasn't been taken that can potentially cause you to get stopped out. Now, this has been a rule of mine for a very long time now. For the past almost a year, I have been preaching this to myself, preaching this to anybody I talk to about it. And I didn't follow my rules today. We had literally equal highs above us. We had more resting buy side. The higher time frame was externally very bullish. And I doubled down on a poor quality setup. Now, this trade could have worked, especially just with the break-even point being that close. I didn't mind it, especially, it is a decent setup. We had an SMT as well. So this was an SMT right here. However, we had resting liquidity above. So this should have been an avoided trade as well. Just because of that. And it's something that I have been telling myself, and I just didn't. I completely forgot today. My rules went out the window. I think it's partially because I was on the charts for so long without taking a trade. Usually I am done within the first 15 to 30 minutes of me being on the charts. At this point, I'm on the charts for like 40 minutes with no trade. It's rare for me, which I just need to get used to. I need to get more accustomed to. I need to get better at just that fatigue and that discipline, because that is ultimately what caused me to lose a lot more. Now, say if I didn't pyramid what I did, I could have, this could have been a manageable loss and I would have been able to capitalize on the long. However, I didn't. So I didn't get back in. From this point, took the loss. I was like, all right, I stepped off the charts for a little bit. Then I looked at my my combines. I was like, all right, let me see if I can find anything just small to high risk, high reward type of trades that I can use just to meet my quota for the day so I can get these passed as soon as possible. So from there, I stepped away probably until for like 15, 20 minutes. I got on right around here. So this was the first trade that I took that made me back my losses on the accounts. I took this trade. I took it on the 30-second actually. Yeah, I took this trade right here off of this 30-second CISD coming out the imbalance. I literally had my limit like up here, and price just wicked it within like 2 seconds of it. Not even like a blink of an eye, price wicked it. Ended up making all my money back. That was the long that I took. Obviously not the best quality long, but It did end up working. My stop was beneath this low. Now, this isn't a trade that I would really take. By this point, if I'm trading live, I would have just stepped away. If this was my XFA, I would have just taken my losses. But since these are evals and they are very cheap, like $30 per account right now, I don't mind, taking the high risk, high reward type of trades just so that I can pass these accounts as soon as possible. Because once you get to a point where you know your system, you know how to trade, you don't want to spend as much time on evals. You want to get through them as soon as possible. So took this trade. Literally, I want to say I got filled like right up here. So that was that one. Then I ended up taking the short where I first got stopped out of. So I initially got stopped on it. I took the short right. Once we closed through here, we had put in an SMT at this high. Closed through here. Enter short. This candle ended up stopping me out at break even. I then ended up re-entering once we got this displacement. Stop was at this high. I think my quota was for like right here to meet my max profit target for the day. So yeah, rode it to that low. Ended up accidentally making too much, so I had to take another trade just with the bracket so that I can, lose enough so that I'm not overly above my max daily profit goal. Because at this point, following this short that I took like right here, following this short, I want to say I was up, I want to say $1,900. I didn't really manage the position properly. I should have been closed it. No, I was up $1,600. Then this is what happened. I ended up just trying to re-short it so that I can lose some money, because I figured that I took a long right here because I figured we were going to continue to sell off since we closed beneath all these imbalances. I took a long right here, and it ended up paying out. It ended up working, which is super annoying because usually when I take trades like this, when I'm trying to lose money, I always win, which is super weird. But I ended up making like $400 on this, even though I was trying to just lose and scalp just to this low. Made money, so now I'm up almost 2,000. So once I seen us get this reaction right here, I just entered long again, and I figured that we were going to continue to sell off, and that's what we did. So that's how I ended up losing the extra $400 that I already have made. But yeah, in a good spot with these accounts. My XFA is about break even right now. I want to say a little bit under break even, maybe down like $200 on the account, which it does suck, but it's not the end of the world because I do have these 5 accounts right here that I should have passed by tomorrow, God willing. And it is the new Top Step dashboard, so I am kind of excited to try that out. And know that you can, I want to say it's like, everything just is live updates, which is what I'm most excited for. You can take a pill, you don't have to wait super long for it. And so yeah, it's a couple new things that come with that new dashboard that I'm looking forward to trying out. But that's the trade I took today. That's why I took them. What I did right, I was very patient at first. I avoided trades that I wasn't fully confident in, which I am happy with. Now, what I did wrong, really just the trades that I did take earlier in the day that I think should have been avoided. Well, specifically that second one. The second one should have been avoided. The first one, not the worst setup. I think it just didn't work. Did take it with lower size, so I wasn't really mad at it. But that second trade that I took, that short, definitely an avoidable loss. Definitely something that I shouldn't have taken, especially with the way that I pyramided on it. It didn't really make sense too, especially just when like the higher time frame isn't fully aligned with that. So yeah, those are my lessons from today. What I did right, what I did wrong. Hope y'all could have learned something. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.